Hello, good day, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you'll love this vibe. And everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This could be past, present, or future. You or someone around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like one, just check out the description below. Remember that tarot is a tool. It's not the final rule. So it is a wonderful idea to have an empty cup when you are on Lady Noble's channel. You really want to see what's up. As you see, I have the divination board out. And before we begin, let's do 2 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. We're going to hold for 3 seconds, but we're doing a 1 question, 1 answer with the divination board. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for your support and your kindness. Okay, so let's do 2 deep breaths. Breathe in, release. Breathe in, release. Now take a second to think of the questions you would like to ask, okay? Okay, and now I'll begin the divination. Okay, collective. The consistency that I have is between the months of April and May, between the months of November and October, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Taurus, Gemini, Wednesday, and unknown. Okay. Once again, the consistency that I have, collective, is between the months of April and May, October, November, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Taurus, Gemini, Wednesday, and unknown. So take those in account according to the question that you asked. Okay. Let's tap into the tarot. Hope you all are doing wonderful on this beautiful day. Okay. Evening, night, or afternoon, wherever you are on the mizak. All are welcome on this channel. All contributions highly appreciated. Be sure to tell a family, friend, or foe, or you know, to come on over and subscribe to the channel so they can be privy to these spiritual notifications. There is enough space in this place for everyone to be notified. Okay. All right. The first card that we have here is the Ace of Wands, collective. And the Ace of Wands came out upside down. So you could be experiencing some kind of setback, okay? If this isn't your energy, this is someone around you. This is the energy of feeling uninspired or feeling in lack, okay? Feeling as if things aren't going your way. Maybe you feel something isn't moving fast enough for you. You're desiring for something to move swiftly. And this is something that you have to be patient regarding. You have to be patient about. This requires you to tap into your your backup of being patient. Spirit is saying, okay, your ability to be patient, okay, at this time. So you could feel things are moving slow, not moving fast for you. You may be someone, or you may be intrigued to get into studying some form of astrology. Okay, that's coming up. Maybe you want to, or there's a need for you to have an understanding about energy. Maybe you've had an interest about understanding planetary movements such as astrology or spirituality or divination. So you could be thinking about studying this while you're having to be patient at this time in your life for one reason or another, okay, at this time. You could also feel that maybe you feel someone is maybe doing something, this is the upright position. But while I'm holding this card, you could also be feeling that someone's like at a tug of war with you. You could feel that someone is battling you. You could also feel like someone is putting blocks in your way. Whether this is you feel someone is manipulating energy, doing some kind of ritual or black magic, or you could feel someone is creating some kind of block, like a roadblock, or taking part in some kind of corruption against you. This could be on your job and your career. This could be a personal project that you are developing or creating. You could also feel this is something within your family. Maybe you're building or creating something with your family, and you feel that there's someone just that is against you and not on your team, or maybe trying to get other people to go against you. I'm getting like a tug of war energy, okay, with this card here, with this depiction here, okay. You could feel that maybe you could be part of a group, some kind of association, some kind of group. This could be some kind of group or organization. I see a group of people talking, or okay, maybe you want to sign up for something. You could also be someone who's went back to school to further your education. Maybe you're trying to get into some kind of particular program. The requirements are changing, okay? And maybe last time you checked, I'm picking up most recently, you checked what the prerequisites were, what the requirements were to get into this particular program. You could be someone that has an interest in the medical field. You could be studying to become a nurse or a doctor. You could also be studying oncology as well. And most recently, you check the requirements, and Spirit is saying for you to not become upset. You could feel like they're moving the goalposts whenever you're trying to progress in your life. You could feel like maybe someone attached to this college, the school that you're going to obtain your degree or your certification. You could feel that someone's like moving the goalposts, like trying to shift the criteria because they see that you signed up for school. So I don't know, maybe you've had some kind of disagreement with someone within the school, within this office, or someone who's over the program. Maybe I don't know, maybe you've been called into the dean office a couple of times, okay? But you could feel you're very determined and passionate about your career, and you could feel that you feel like someone's coming up against you, like someone is moving the goalpost, that every time you want to progress in a particular area of your life, that someone is trying to manipulate something. But Spirit wants you to shift your perception that this energy does not exist. They want you to, even if you have to use that as an affirmation, no one is against me, you have to shift your perception, because Spirit is saying that that is an illusion. There isn't anyone working against you. Um, that things actually do change in life, and you have to realize that whatever school or program you're signed up for, this is for someone in particular, that these people, this is their place of employment, and they work for someone, they work for a larger entity and organization, and there are rules and policies and procedures that must be followed. And just because you did, actually, I'm picking up, maybe you spoke to someone over the phone, or maybe you drove up to the college campus. This could be a university, or this could be community college, or some kind of trade school, maybe some kind of apprenticeship as well. Somebody could be taking some kind of apprenticeship program that leads to a career once it's completed. That could be part of the agreement. But either way, just because the person you talked to gave you one response, that person could be someone who's uninformed of the updates of the information that you was inquiring about. Spirit is saying for you not to be so quick to immediately feel like everyone is against you or out to get you, because everything has a process and things are constantly changing. And whoever you talk to, not to say that you're lying, and you could be saying, I know what I heard. They told me that I didn't have to take anatomy 3 and 4. No, what Spirit is saying, that there could have possibly been some changes at the time that you communicated about the requirements, but the person you were speaking to, collective, was unaware of those changes for whatever reason, whether they missed a meeting, whether they were off that day, or they just didn't get the memo. So Spirit is saying, moving forward, whomever you are, whether this is going back to school to further your education, anything you're working on in life, whether you're just taking care of business, you could be running errands and maybe inquiring about something in particular. Don't feel as if someone is always out to get you, or someone is trying to challenge you. Your ancestors do not want you moving forward with that perception of everyone whom path that you cross or crosses your path. There are some people out there from time to time who are rude and crude and who will deliberately do things to block and stop people. But there's a need in this reading here. The message is being conveyed that everyone is not battling with you. And these are upright and reverse cards, but they're having me turn this sideways because this depiction is how you feel in your head that everyone is against you. If this is not your energy collective, this is someone that you know. Maybe I'm picking up, you could have a teenager, a young teenager in your home or in your family that you care a lot about who possibly has a high temper. They're very temperamental. They're always getting upset. They feel somebody's always out to get them. You may want to share this advice with them that everyone is not always out to get you. And if you live your life feeling and thinking that way, you will only magnetize more of this energy, and you'll end up fooling yourself out of living a life of peace and happiness because you will be approaching every person in every situation as if they are coming up against you, and these people don't even know you. These people are total strangers. This could be the person at the bank, when you're going to cash your check or make a deposit or withdraw. This could be the person, in the phone store. Maybe you're going to buy a new phone. This could be anyone. You're out in the world just mingling with people and interacting. And so there's a need for you to shift your perception and stop feeling like everyone is up against you. Stop feeling like someone is always out to harm you. Life does exist of duality in all things, but you need to come out of the mental space and place that everyone is after you, everyone is jealous of you. There are people who are jealous. There are people who move the goalposts deliberately to try to make it difficult. But you need to understand that what is for you, collective, will never pass you by. And if you need to use that as an affirmation, that will be a good idea. Or you can make up your own affirmations, but you need to find a way to encourage yourself to come out of this thought process because this message is very particular. And if you're not someone who's going back to school to further your education, this could be your personality or someone that you know that hangs around you, a family member, a friend. This could be your spouse that acts like this. You could be in a relationship with someone who thinks like everybody is out to get them. And maybe you're out to dinner or you're hanging out at friend's house, or you could be anywhere and your partner or your spouse is always in a confrontation, in an argument, complaining, frowning, disgruntled energy. And so Spirit is saying it's time to surrender that. Everyone is not out to get you, babe. And you need to realize that we are all here in this world. We have our own worlds, our own simulations that we live in, our own bubbles, and we're existing within another large bubble that has a greater purpose that is beyond what the human mind and your human eyes can ever enter or understand. So everyone is doing the best that they can, and everyone is not out to get you. Everyone is not waking up every day saying, let me target the collective. Let me spend my time seeing what roadblocks, not always. There are great people in the world. So yes, duality exists. Hot and cold, good and bad, happy and sad, the up and the down, and sometimes a turnaround. But either way, there are great people in the world, and your ancestors and the Most High does not want you to miss out on this opportunity. So if this is not your energy, I'm also picking up there could be a young adult, a teenager, or someone who's about to be maybe 18 or 21, or maybe younger than that. You need to share this conversation with them as well. I'm picking up on a young adult who has a very snappy attitude and personality. And what's going to happen if they carry that with them moving forward? It's going to get them into some situations where they're going to wish someone would have talked to them and tried to navigate them to change their attitude and their perception, because everyone is not always out to get you. People are living their life and everything has its own process, even when we're forced to be patient in situations that we don't want to be patient in. You could be placed in a situation, you're at work and you find out that you have to train the new employee. Well, maybe that day that they ask you to do that, you may not be in your best mood. But there are times where we will be put in situations where we have to be patient and we have to maintain our peace, because there are rules and policies in the world that we reside in. And they are necessary. They're necessary because there has to be order. And so this reading is for someone very Pacific who feels every day of their waking life that someone is out to get them. And they are known for being confrontational. You could have this reputation, collective, or like I said, or someone you know, a reputation for being confrontational, for being disgruntled. You could be someone who, hey, has a great career but still unhappy. Have a nice vehicle, a nice home. You make great money, but unable to find that happy space and place. And often when you come across people like this is because folks don't have an understanding that true happiness and love comes from within. So it's not through the material things. The material things that we are able to obtain and enjoy are the extra blessings and favors that are added on to us throughout this walk of life. It's not through the car, the houses, the money, the aesthetics of what we look like. Those are extras, and they are things to be grateful for. But true happiness and true love comes from within. And when it's on the inside, that means it's sustainable. That means it can't be taken away from you. You will reflect who you are, and that energy will magnetize towards you the right people, the right conversations, the right opportunities, the right relationships. So true happiness and love comes from the inside. So as I said, if this isn't your energy, this is someone that you know that has a wonderful job. You may say to yourself, but they're successful. Why are they always mad? They always traveling. They got a nice car. Matter of fact, they got 3, 4 cars. They got plenty of money. They're this, they're that, because the happiness is not through the things that they possess. The happiness, the true happiness that can be displayed on their face as well as in their aura to lighten it up and give them that glow is when you have love on the inside. So when you don't have love on the inside and all you have is material possessions and you're just stuck in the ego, there's nothing wrong with the ego, because I'm a firm believer in you should know thyself fully through and utilize every part of you. But this is when someone does not have true love within. They don't have that sustainable love and self-worth. And, they're on a throne, but they're still not happy. They're mean mugging, they're griping, rolling their eyes at people, they're complaining, going to a nice restaurant. And instead of being kind to the waiter or just enjoying the food or the ambiance, this is someone who's likely to complain about everything: the dinner, dessert, the entree, the silverware, the water, the drink was warm, this is that complaining energy. So yeah, you want to come out of that perception. Okay, so this you don't want to be in that energy, of always finding fault with everything around you. It's time to find the light in situations. Focus on how blessed you are, how fortunate you are to be able to walk, talk, breathe, smile, laugh, stand, to have a home, to be able to use your mental faculties. There's a lot of things to be grateful and thankful for, but spirit does not, and your ancestors do not want you moving forward, because they're saying this is going to hinder you. And what you're doing, you're hindering yourself. The battle isn't outside of you, it's on the inside. So come out of your head and focus on that heart. The battle is not on the outside, it's on the inside. It's time to change your mind so you can change your life. It's time to change your mind so you can change your life. Your perception is off, okay? And so if you are someone who's gone back to school, or you're part of some kind of program or group setting or organization, whatever this is, training for you, they're saying for you to proceed. Follow the requirements, follow the rules and the policies, do your best. This is something that you really want, and go for it. Do not allow, because there was a miscommunication or a mistake or a small error made, you spoke to someone and they said you didn't need anatomy 3 and 4. And so you like, cool, I don't need anatomy 3 and 4. I don't have to wait 2 semesters to take it, because depending on what school you're going to, sometimes you have to wait. The classes can be full. There's many reasons. The classes can be full. Sometimes they will challenge you to get in the class. Sometimes you have to write a paper to be accepted into certain classes or programs. There could be a lot of different things going on. So Don't allow that to stop you from living your best life. If this is the career that you want, if this is something you want to be part of your journey that you have been desiring, move forward and look at it as a challenge to enhance you, to make you better, to increase your tenacity and your wits about you. Don't allow one conversation, and it keep anatomy. So maybe somebody don't like that class. It's not it's just not your favorite or something. Maybe it's the instructor. Sometimes it's the instructor. Okay, it's different things going on here. Somebody don't like that class. It's okay. It's not that you can't pass the work. It's boring to you. You find it to be boring. Okay. Well, smarty pants, take that class and pass. Go ahead and get you an A plus and go ahead and finish and go ahead and be great. You are a wonderful, phenomenal person and you really want this. Don't let anything get in your way, darling. Don't. You do not need to perish from planet Earth with the shoulda, woulda, coulda theory. I wonder if I would have just been more patient, where would my life be? I wonder if I would have took that class, I would have a different job. Don't choose because I'm picking up you really want this. Don't choose to drop out over taking one or two courses. Go ahead and challenge yourself. You know, get your prayer on, get your meditation on, and hold your head up high and trust and believe that you can conquer this. Okay, because I'm picking up, you feel it's just boring. It's boring to you. Okay. Mhm. So that means if it's boring, that's one of those classes. I get it. That's one of those classes you can pass without studying. Some people have those abilities. You can pass it without studying. Maybe you do your homework in class, even if it is college. It's possible. It is possible. Okay. Yeah, but hang in there. And so the next card we have here is the Queen of Pentacles here. Okay. And the Queen of Pentacles here, this is showing you being in the energy of, material wealth, being able to celebrate and live the life that you desire. This Queen of Pentacles is the energy of the reason why you're not going to give up, the reason why you're not going to allow that conversation to say, you know what, just give me a withdrawal. I'm withdrawing this semester. I'll get it next semester. No, because next semester you come, they've been and moved the goalposts on you again. Then you'll be upset. Oh, they out to get me. They just don't like me. No, you have to love yourself enough to not let these things get in your way. Okay? Take that challenge as a test and say, hey, this is a test and I'm going to pass it. Remain optimistic about your present as well as your future. Do not let this get in the way. Okay? If you're trying to buy a home and you feel like maybe the people you're talking to, they're not speaking how you want them to speak, and they're making you feel as if they're trying to be at a tug of war with you. Nobody's out to get you, darling. Everyone, don't forget, we can't forget. And I've been actually marinating on what I'm about to say. We cannot forget, doesn't matter who you are, what you do for a living, what your tax bracket is, whether you use shea butter or coconut oil, okay? People have their own life. They're not just showing up and going to work to say, oh, the collector's going to come in today to pay a phone bill. Let me be here and be on my best behavior. No, that young lady or that man at that phone company, Verizon or whoever you're with, you know, they have a life too. They have a life outside their job. They have emotions, they have feelings, they have a life, they could have a family, they could have things going on too. They're also a human being having a human experience. Okay, so we're spiritual and we're human, okay? And some of us are aware of that and some of us aren't. We all have different belief systems, and that's okay. We're all from different backgrounds, and that's okay. That's how we learn from each other. Even if we don't have conversations and get to know a person personally, just being able to observe the variety of different people of ethnicities and cultural religions and beliefs, practices, it opens your mind and hopefully it will open your heart to know that we live in a place where it's okay to be different. It's okay to be unique. It's okay to have a different practice or a way of living. We're supposed to be different. That's why we are all uniquely individually divinely created. We learn through observation. Once again, like I said, even if you don't have a conversation with a person, you can learn just through observation. There's different people in the world. There's people with different mindsets. And it's nothing to battle anyone on. Allow people to be themselves. That person, that cashier who may snap at you, while you're in Kroger. Well, I'm naming all these brands. Ain't nobody paying me to promote. Let me quit. But you could be in Kroger, maybe somebody was rude to you or snatched the item from you. Look, I'm not saying that they're right, but you have to keep in mind, collective, these people who are crossing your path, they have a life like you have a life. They have feelings. There's no telling what these people are going through. Your spirit team is saying, hold on, slow down. Do not allow these kind of people in these situations to hinder you. You collective, you, like the emoji, you are creating self-inflicted stagnation when you allow these events to hinder you or make you want to give up or throw in the towel or say, never mind, I'll do it next month, I'll do it next week. You have to become accustomed to not allowing people to ruffle your feathers, because we are put in situations where we are challenged and we are tested. And sometimes it is from source, and sometimes it is from your spirit guides. That's what knowing thyself is all about. That's why it's a consistent, continuous journey to always do the work on knowing thyself. And this is something that is personal and private, and it's between you and the creator. Only you can embark on that journey. No one can teach you that. But everyone will not awaken or arrive at the same time, or maybe not in this moment. And that's okay as well. You have to be okay with letting people be themselves. And you every action doesn't need a reaction. You don't have to respond to everyone. But darn sure, your spirit guides are saying, stop letting people tip you off so often. You are overwhelming, overworking, and stressing your own human anatomy out. While we talking about human anatomy 1, 2, and 3, while we talking about college courses here, you're wearing your own anatomy out. You're wearing your body, your mind out, your spirit, your aura. You're creating an aura of Swiss cheese. You're having pockets where different dark energies can attach themselves and link up with you and keep you in a state of feeling disgruntled. Doesn't matter how much money you have in your pocket, but if you don't have peace, you don't have nothing. If you don't have a peace of mind, you don't have nothing. You can't even enjoy what you have. If you don't know how to have that peace, life is not perfect. We're not saying pretend. This reading is not saying pretend or put on a fake show. But you have to find a way when you make a mistake, because we all make mistakes, to pull yourself back and correct yourself. Like, you know what? I was really tripping. Let me calm down. Let me calm down. Or you about to go somewhere, you upset, but you about to drive. You know what? Before I even get in this car, let me go take 10 minutes. Wait a minute. Let me calm down, because I'm turned up. Because you know you. You know you better than anybody else. You will pay and even make an appointment to listen to somebody else tell you about you, and you trust everything they saying. Trust in yourself. You know your personality. You know your temperament. Once again, you will pay somebody and make an appointment for them to tell you all about you, and you're the first person that knows you. You've been with you your whole entire life. Message. That was a curveball, but I'm pretty sure somebody caught it. So why not trust in yourself? You know when you about to go there. You know when you a second away from reaching out and touching somebody. But that's not how you need to move. As you progress forward in life, you're supposed to work smarter, not harder. And the loudest one in the room is the weakest one in the room. But the goal is to learn how to work smarter, not harder. The goal is basically as you move forward to have less responsibilities. I'll use that as an analogy of this message. Have less responsibilities. You're not going to create more. You're going to slim down some things. You're going to only do what's necessary as you get older, as you move forward in life, because you want to make things simple. You want to be able to relax. You don't want to create more obligations. You don't want to create more obligations. Maturity does not come with birthdays and does not come with age, unfortunately. And I'm not speaking of anyone who is mentally challenged or disabled. They're exempt. They are excused. But you can't fly off at everybody and stop, because really you're not impacting the people you're cussing out or you're complaining to or reporting. You're impacting yourself. Because as quick and swift as time is moving, you will look back and say, wow, I sure wasted a whole lot of time. It's okay to get angry and be mad, but not every day. Not every day. Not every day. And waking up. There's somebody who wake up. Ooh, we come through, spirit, with this energy. There's somebody who's waking up with this energy. Somebody speak to you, you're frowning. You're not hurting the person that's speaking to you, because what you put out comes back to you. The universe will always reflect. The world around you your bubble will reflect everything you put out. It will return. Reflect it and return it to you. For sure. You ain't even got to look for it. You might loan somebody some money and you got to look for them. You ain't got to look for it. They will, what you put out will always come back to you. Even your thoughts about people around you. Judging others because they don't do what you do. They don't look like you. They don't live like you. They don't move like you. Judging other people, critiquing them, criticizing them, condemning them. And they're human just like you. They're human, having a human experience just like you. And everybody is doing the best they can. Let the respect be mutual. And when you come across someone who doesn't know what that is, that person going through something, that doesn't mean that you need to match their energy. Sometimes you can match people's energy, but in this reading I'm picking up, you're matching energy a little too much. And sometimes you're creating the energy. And Spirit is saying for you to really come out of this darkness here. They want you out of this darkness, and they want you to be able to sit on your throne and enjoy the bliss, the joy, okay? And stop being grouchy. Stop being a Grinch. Just stop it, male or female, and you know who you are. Always frowning, always complaining, or complaining about everything. Everything. The best thing I ever learned in my life is that nobody owes me nothing. No matter how I feel, no matter whether it was right or wrong, nobody owes me anything. That's the best thing I ever learned in my life. And I've took that and sat on it and carried it with me. Nobody owes me anything. I owe myself to be my best. I owe myself to make sure that I'm only dealing with people who are for my highest good. I owe it to myself to give myself the best life. I owe it to myself to give myself peace. It's nobody else's responsibility. So no one is out to get you. Maybe you feel you have to protect your pinnacles. Maybe you feel you have people around you, for somebody. Just take pieces of this read that resonate. Bits and pieces may resonate. I may say a word that may be, a symbology for you, or, maybe signal for you that this reading is for you, but you may feel, you know, with this Knight of Pentacles here that uh, you may feel you have to protect what you have, okay? Because you could, like I said, you're expanding, you know, you have success for someone, you have the material wealth, but you don't have the happiness. And this also for somebody could make you anxious and make you feel some type of way because you always have to be in protection mode. And that could make a person nervous. But Spirit is saying for you to do inventory. And when I talk about inventory, you know where I'm going next. That's when it's time to sever ties permanently with any person who is trying to be nefarious towards you, collective, plan, plot, and strategize against you. If you have people who are untrustworthy, you have the right to remove yourself from the equation. And if you ain't there, they have nothing to focus on. And you don't have to protect yourself or feel like, you cannot trust this person. 1 second, collective. So there is someone who feels like they have to constantly protect what they have, okay? Maybe you're in a home where you have some people living with you that you don't trust. Well, it's time for them to go and time for you to allow them to find their own way. That's for somebody. You don't owe anybody anything. Maybe somebody has you thinking that. Okay, well, you need to have that talk with your spouse, whether that's your husband or wife, that's thinking that you're supposed to take care of this full-grown adult in your household that you can't trust. This could be somebody with sticky fingers. This is the message. I'm picking it up. This is the message. It happens. You don't have to take care of that adult, especially if they're not respecting that you're giving them a place to live. If you feel like you can't trust them and they're taking things out of your home, like, come on, it's time to go. Whether your spouse is going to be angry or not. Like, come on. I'm picking up on the energy of somebody really like taking advantage of their parents or either their grandparents. Someone is living with their family. There's nothing wrong with living with your family. Look, to each his own. If it works for you, go for it. These are just messages, okay? Somebody is living with either their grandparents or a grandparent or their parents. Could be a mother, father, step-parent, stepmother, whoever, but they're taking advantage. Some things have came up missing in the home. It's happening repeatedly. This could be money. This could be items. And one of the spouses are bickering with each other. And that's what has you in this energy of constantly feeling like you have to protect. You can't buy what you want. This is for somebody specific. You can't buy the things you want because you have to have somewhere to hide it or put it. Because you know that maybe your, son, daughter, stepson, niece, nephew, family member, whoever this is. But this person is an adult and they live with you. And you don't mind this person living with you. You just wish they keep their hands off your stuff because things are happening in the home and it's weird. There's a lot of weird things happening. Like if you paid $10,000 for a ring and it's just no longer in the box, that's weird. And then again, somebody's laptop come up missing. See, when things just keep happening, that gets real weird. And so you could be, constantly, with your spouse, like, hey, look, I'm tired of this so-and-so stealing my stuff and, oh, they all right. Stop blaming them. You so mean. Let me put this other way. You so mean. You know we need a place to stay. We gotta help him. He didn't take that. $10,000 ring came up missing in my laptop. He didn't take it. But stuff just keep up missing. He would never do that. You see, that's for somebody specific. You could be maybe not seeing eye to eye is causing A lot of imbalance in your home because there's someone living with you who is misappropriating. Items are coming up missing. There's some theft taking place, and it's frustrating you. So you feel you have to be overprotective. There's things you want to do. There's things you want to buy, but you're saying to yourself, "Where I'm gonna put that? So and so gonna take it." So this creates some kind of anxiety inside of you. That portion of the read is for somebody Pacific. Okay. Yeah, so you feel like you're at a battle. You're at a battle to protect your coins, okay? You love your spouse. I'm picking up you have a very beautiful home, possibly a 4-bedroom home. And it could just be you and your spouse, and maybe you have 2 to 3 extra bedrooms that are just there, but you work for this home, you own it, and very beautiful, very fancy. You can have a lot of brown and gold in your house, like decorations, brown furniture. Something about brown, brown, black, and gold. Okay. That's for somebody. Or maybe you love the color brown and black. Yeah. Yeah. Here we go again. The pinnacle. Yeah. You have to watch. So that is a situation where an executive decision needs to be made between you and your spouse. Like, baby, it's going to be you and me, or we're going to put this person out of our house. Yeah. You and me, or we're going to put this person out of our house. A conversation needs to be had, and action needs to be taken after, because this reading is tense, collective, and it's like a lot of stress going on. It's a lot of stress going on in this read. Okay, like basically the veins on these hands could possibly be the veins coming out of your neck as you scream and shout like, I know they took my stuff. Expensive items keep coming up missing from your home. And all of a sudden, nobody knows where these things are. Yeah, there's something going on, and it has to stop. I don't know. Put cameras everywhere. Put cameras in the inside. Oh, I had to set a ninja up. You want to be able to build. Okay, I'm here where everybody knows your name. Bum, bum, bum. And they're always glad you came. You want to be in the presence of people you can trust. This is for somebody in particular, okay? Okay, far as this home situation where someone is stealing items from you, you want to be where you can trust, and also for the person with this temperament that feels that people are moving the goalposts whenever they're trying to accomplish something. And moving the goalposts just simply means someone changing the criteria to make something difficult for you to achieve. That's what that means. So, yeah, you desire to be in harmony, but spirit wants you to just shift your perception of how you see people in life, because everyone is not out to get you. So basically, action needs to be taken and conversations need to be had. But after that conversation, action must immediately, expeditiously take place in order to see a change in these situations that I am naming. Because you don't want someone to keep stealing, and it's not fair to you to work and earn your way, and you're unable to buy nice things because you're afraid they're going to come up missing. That's not right. That creates a form of anxiety, and that's not healthy. No, this is not medical advice. I am not a licensed medical physician, but that's not healthy. That's not good to be anxious and nervous or paranoid. About how to move in a house that you pay for and you work for. Yeah, it's just not right. So this concludes the read. I trust and hope it assists you for your highest good. Later.